Hi, and welcome to this edition of GameLife, the show where you can get your official dose of gaming goodness. Today on our show, I'll be reviewing Dead Rising for the Xbox 360.
And I'm going to be reviewing Tekken Dark Resurrection for the PSP.
Also, I'm going to be reviewing Street Fighter 2 Hyper Fighting, if Alex would give me this controller. Come on, thank you. And I have a review of Super Monkey Ball Adventure. All that and more on this episode of GameLife. As some of you may know, on the Xbox Live Marketplace, you can get Xbox Live arcade games, which include classics such as Pac-Man and Galaga, or original games such as Clone and Clyde or Wick Fable of Souls. However, there's an even more classic game up here that many of you will know, Street Fighter 2 Hyper Fighting Edition, which just came out recently for the Xbox Live Arcade, and I'm gonna take you through a little tour of it, a very quick tour to that. But you get your arcade mode, your options, which are very standard, where you can set difficulty and stuff. Nothing too exciting there. Change your control scheme if you want to. And you can just go through the story, and the emulation is it's perfect, so you won't have any complaints about it. The Xbox 360 controller works very well with the system. The emulation makes the game so perfect that you'll feel like you're in an arcade when you're playing this, except you're in your own living room. You get all these characters, the original characters to choose from, like Blanca and Bison and Ryu. Then, of course, you battle it out for supremacy. The gameplay is just as you would remember, and all the moves are there, everything is there, even the crappy voice synthesizers and stuff like that Capcom put in there. Now, the one great addition to this game is the Xbox Live support, where you can play online with your friends, and it really gives this game the extra punch it really needs. I mean, you can just play against another person, you can do a quarter match, which is just like waiting your turn, like at the real arcades, and it's just like basic Xbox Live, nothing really special, just fighting against a real human opponent, which is very awesome, and it makes you feel like you're at the arcade again. So, I mean, overall, I would have to say that this game gets a solid 8 out of 10. It's a great classic game, but it could have used some extra features and some new stuff, but go get it, it's worth the $10.
Everyone thought the PSP has had an early death, but the King of Iron Fist Tournament 5, better known as Tekken 5, is the Lord and Savior for the PSP. So let's take a look at why this game is so great.
Tekken 5 has come to the PSP in Tekken Dark Resurrection. What many people complained would be just a rehash of a PS2 game. Well, they are wrong. In fact, this is more like Tekken 5.5, and it's pretty impressive. The graphics, oh my god, these are some that the PSP has to offer. Some of the best right here. The characters look superb. The backgrounds and the arenas, they look all great. Even the bowling game in the graphics look great. And speaking of that bowling game, that is a unlockable bonus game that you can unlock after you beat story mode 3 times. Speaking of story mode, it is pretty good in the sense that they actually have one, which is impressive for the PSP. But some of these stories, some of the fightings are kind of rehashes the previous installments of the series. The sound is very well done. I do love the music that they put, and then the sound effects really make it feel like a console fighting game, or better yet, something that's on the arcade, which it is, but this is a downgraded console, so that's highly impressive. The voiceovers, though, some of them don't feel like they have passion, but that could always be better. But, a lot of games do that, so no point taking off of that, really. The gameplay, of course, is a fighting game. You simply go and use the basic triangle, X, circle, and square buttons to go and kick and punch and do moves. And of course, Roof, you got the command list when you pause it, which you can kind of cheat your way to victory if you know the right move. But hey, that's what makes a fighting game fun, eh? From the main menu, you are startled with a lot of modes that you can choose from, and you can unlock just two basic more bonus games and theater mode. Of course, in theater mode, you can go and listen to music from the game and take a look at characters, endings, and beginnings if you buy them or beat story mode with them. One bonus game is Tekken Bowling, which goes and makes its return from Tekken Tag Tournament. Personally, I love that they decided to include this because at the same time, I do like bowling, and once in a while, it might be good to go and break from fighting over and over. The number of modes that they show really pushes the PSP to the limit, and other companies should be taking a little signal from this. So hopefully we can see better games in the future as we have been recently.
With great graphics, great music, great load times, and virtually great everything else, Tekken Dark Resurrection has resurrected the PSP. The only negative thing is the voice acting, and some of the stories don't change. However, that is pretty good, so I'm going to give it a 9.
When I played Capcom's Dead Rising at this past E3, I had high expectations for this game. Now that the game is out, do those expectations that I had still exist? Well, the game is good, but it also has some minor hitches along the way. In Dead Rising, you basically have to survive in a mall for 72 in-game hours. This is fun in the sense of how virtually anything in the mall can be used as a weapon. CDs, lawnmowers, chainsaws, you name it, it's in the game. Graphically, Dead Rising has fluid animations and a very detailed mall to wander around. The only real noticeable frame rate drops occur when you are using very massive weapons, for example a bench or a giant teddy bear, to ward off a bunch of zombies at a time. Sound-wise, this game has some of the best voice acting, and it can't be short of way. When weapons collide with zombies or whatever, the sound that you would expect to hear, you hear. Explosions are impressive as well. The music suits the game in a funny way. The cliche elevator music that you hear at an everyday mall is here. Although it isn't too memorable, it is a nice backdrop to all the zombie killing that you're gonna do. Prestige points are gathered by completing missions, getting survivors to join up with you, killing lots of zombies, and even taking pictures. The font on the screen is too small. When the annoying mall janitor gives you side missions called scoops, the font that comes with it is hard to read. Unfortunately, there are no voices that can read the font for you, but honestly, it really doesn't matter because you have an on-screen arrow at times that can get you to your destination. Either way, the control can get rather cumbersome. Your item inventory can get the best of you when you're alternating between the left and right bumpers on the controller, which can result in you unwillingly taking an item that will refill your health, like a weapon or something. The non-playable character AI is pretty horrible. They will stop in the middle of the mall to fight off zombies at the same time you're trying to call their attention with the press of the Y button. The reason why it is so important to get them to safety is because those times when you rescue them really help boost your prestige points, as well as give you a better ending. It's not a direct task to defeat the zombies, unless you are completing a certain achievement. The only purpose is to be in your way of your main story mission, or cases as they're called, which happen at certain times. If you don't pay close attention to when a case ends, you should make sure to save at the security room or a bathroom or at a certain store before going to the next case, since the rest of the cases that you miss automatically expire. There's only one slot to save your game, so you can't go back and reload a past game to try something out. You can only reload that one game, so if you happen to save at a spot where you're on low on health or running out of time, you have to reload the entire game. Luckily, Frank's personal level progress and new abilities save independently. Either way, you should play this game multiple times to see everything this game has to offer. Dead Rising is one of the most entertaining and unique titles on the Xbox 360. This game will easily tie you over into the likes of Saints Row or Gears of War comes out. But because of the sketchy save system and horrible NPC AI, this game gets an 8.5 out of 10.
Hi everyone, we are outside of Game Dude in Los Angeles, California, one of my favorite video game stores, and today we are going to ask them to help us pick out a game to review for today's episode. Hi! So we're looking for a game today to review for GameLifeShow.com, and what's your name? Joe, I'm Melissa. Nice to meet you. What games can you recommend for us today? I'm looking for something on anything other than the 360.
Well, I mean, right now, I'm basically playing a lot of my PSP games. I'm playing the new remake of the Valkyrie Profile because Valkyrie Profile 2 should be out on PS2 very soon, so I just want to get caught up on that. Another really good game right now is Hitman on PS2.
Okay, I think somebody else has already called dibs on Hitman, so maybe we'll take home a PSP game, and we should go look at those. Okay, so Joe has brought us over here to all the PSP games, and he's going to help me decide on which one to review. So we've been talking a little bit. Actually, let me ask you really quickly, what's the deal with Loco Roco?
It's a lot like Katamari, the same style of music, and just the same style of pointless, random gameplay. I mean, basically, you start off as a little ball with a face, and then as you roll him along, you'll eat berries and things along those lines, and he'll get really, really fat, and then it's you just attack these little black things that are trying to eat you, and it's just a really, really simple, fun game. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's gonna do really well out here. So yeah.
I can't wait. That one sounds fun. So let's talk then a little more about Valkyrie Profile. Is what you said you've been playing, and so what kind of game is it exactly?
Valkyrie Profile is an RPG. It's a remake of a very, very old one. Now they did add a lot of new content to try to link it to their new PS2 Valkyrie Profile 2, and I mean, I just loved the game when it was on PS1, and this one's just a direct, good port, not too much load time, and it's really easy to pick up, and you won't have any trouble figuring out the storyline because this is, of course, the first one, so it'll be really easy for you to understand. Gameplay is really smooth, and on the PSP, I thought it looked a lot better than the PS1 version, so that was a huge plus for me.
Great, I think I'm sold. I'll be taking that one home with me. Thank you for all your help today, Joe. Okay, so I've just turned on Joe's recommendation of Valkyrie Project, Lenneth being subtitle. It's been about a minute and 10 seconds so far, and I'm looking at scenery. And I'm used to snipe. Oh, they're talking. Okay, there's more scenery. Okay, I'm walking. I think that's me. What if I just press things with stop? Start. There's no skipping this. I'm looking at the map graphic designers. Oh my god, still walking. It's like... Okay, I'm talking to someone. Okay, we're still trying to get started here, and I think I'm already a little bored with this. Clearly, I'm not the target audience for Valkyrie Profile, but I will say that it is pretty, and Joe recommends it highly, and I'm just gonna turn it off now. and show you something else. Death Jr. certainly gets a lot of, but I will say this. This game is totally fun to play. I don't understand why people are saying that it's so boring. I mean, you jump around and it's sort of like a platformer and it's sort of like a first-person shooter, but it's really neither, and it's just kind of fun, and you jump around and you kill things, and you're a totally cute little baby Death, and all your little friends are adorable, and really what's not to like? Not here. Oh, for the love. Why is it still doing that? Okay, so Death Jr. is so cute and totally underrated as such. I mean, I realize you're not, talking to Valkyries or, staging any giant celestial battles, but you do jump around a lot and you get to, like, hack up enemies, and you use wacky little guns to get you through what are quasi-shooter areas, and I just think it's adorable. The cutscenes are adorable, all your little friends are adorable, and I really don't see what's not to love. I think that I would give Death Jr. like a healthy 7 out of 10. And I think that based on Joe's glowing review of Valkyrie Profile, he would at least give it an 8 out of 10. So.
Super Monkey Ball was one of my favorite GameCube games of all time. Although recently it's been ported over to the PS2 and Xbox, Sega has finally brought back the series to where it belongs, on the GameCube, with Super Monkey Ball Adventure. Let's see how this game lives up to the others in the series. Super Monkey Ball Adventure is the first Monkey Ball game to be taken outside the puzzle realm that the series is known for. Now, is this a good idea or is it a bad idea? Basically, it's a horrible idea. Right away, you'll notice that the loading times in this game are horrendous. These loading times hamper the good parts about the game, which I had to admit are few and far between, but they do exist. Now, in the adventure mode, your job is to help people with their little problems or whatever, and just basically use your abilities, or chants, as they call it, such as the boxing ball or sticky ball, to basically go through little quests and stuff to help people in that world. Now, this sounds like a good concept, right? But it's executed horribly. The camera is way too slow to adjust, even though you can control it. The quests are very boring and also very repetitive at the same time. You can't just access one of your abilities after you learned it, because you have to put it into a little chant system, or like 4 different sounds or whatever, and it's just silly to enter it in each time you want to use your ability. You should just be able to use it, pick that ability, and just plain use it. The only real satisfying part about the adventure mode is probably the puzzles, which you can play in challenge mode. Although the challenge mode puzzles are probably the best part about the game, these puzzles don't even feel as well done as they were in the original Monkey Ball games, and it just sucks to see that. The party games in this game are probably one of the best features of this game, which is not very hard to be if you're Super Monkey Ball Adventure. There are 3 new games and 3 old classics that have been revamped for Monkey Ball Adventure. All are plagued by horrible load times, and also the fact that they use the same exact music as the puzzle games in the adventure and challenge mode. My personal favorite of these versions of the game would probably have to be Race, just because It's very fast-paced and Mario Kart-like at the same time. However, again, being a favorite is not very hard in this game. I am very disappointed with this game, and I just hope that the Monkey Ball series gets back on track again with the next Monkey Ball game. Super Monkey Ball Adventures is a great concept in theory. However, the only great thing that Traveler's Tales did was made these monkeys suck their own balls. I mean, this game really deserves to be ripped in half. So, as a result, I'm going to give this game a 3 out of 10.
Another chapter has just been written in the Chronicles of GameLife, but don't forget issue number 207. September 2006, Electronic Gaming Monthly will have an article about the GameLife crew, and that should be hitting newsstands very shortly.
Remember, for more gaming goodness, check out our website at GameLifeShow.com, where if you submit a viewer review, you could be on our show.
So now we're finished reviewing our games, why don't we go back and play them?
Except for Super Monkey Ball Adventure. That just sucks balls. And just remember, it's not just life, it's GameLife!
Hi, and welcome to GameLife, the show where you can get your official dose of gaming goodness. Today on the show, I will be reviewing Dead Rising for the Xbox 360.
And of course, me, I'm going to be reviewing Tekken Dark Resurrection for the PS. Hello? Yes.
Super Monkey Ball is one of my favorite GameCube games of all time. Although recently, what the hell are you playing, Dave? Mega Man?